Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bridgie. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well today. Thank you very much for joining me. And if this is your first time, could you consider subscribing? And if you hit on the bell sign, you get notification whenever I post my videos. So the story I'm about to share with you today is a very sad one. It was my daughter Esther who actually pointed me to this story a couple of days ago. She sent it to me when she saw it on a newspaper here in the UK. It was on the Daily Mirror, and I think it was on a number of platforms as well online. And it's a story about this nurse who suffered from mental health issues. Her name is Leona Goddard. That's her name. She's only 35 years old, and she was working with the NHS in a mental health unit in Manchester. Apparently, she was recently promoted and she really suffered with the promotion. And the article says that she just couldn't find that work-life balance because of the pressures from the responsibility that she had at work. So she was really struggling. And they described that as someone that is really caring, a nurse that was caring, competent, and, very committed to her job. Unfortunately, she was looking after people who have mental health issues, but at the same time, she was also dealing with her own mental health issues. And this is really, really, really sad because it got to a point where she couldn't take it anymore, and she just ended things. And she left a note before she did this. She left a note saying that she was struggling with a lot of things. The pressure from work was too much. She wanted to settle down. Obviously, at 35, for, most young girls, especially girls from Afro-Caribbean background, there will be one pressure or the other there, either from family, friends, or wherever, for someone to settle down. And she was previously in a relationship that ended because of work commitment. And the point about this story that really strikes me is the fact that sometimes if you are in a caring profession, like nursing, for instance, nursing is a very noble profession. Anyone who works in a caring, health and social care profession out there, kudos to all of you, because it's really, really demanding. And the problem is that most of these jobs, you deal with humans. And because you work with humans, you can't just separate your own self or your emotions from the work. You try, you are trained to separate your personal life, to separate your emotions from your job, but it does take a lot from you. And people need to be very, very careful to know how much stress that it can take, how much of this stress that you can take, because sometimes I look at the kind of lifestyle that people live, and this is not just true to Africans or people from Afro-Caribbean backgrounds. This is true for even the Europeans, the white Caucasian people. It seems like when you have a very high pressure job, you don't work to live, you live to work. Because, for instance, take it, if you have a job that you're doing 12 hours shift, take 12 hours away from a day. Yeah, how many hours does that leave you? We have 24 hours in a day. You're removing the time that you have to sleep. Maybe you're not having enough sleep. Maybe you are taking some of those stresses home. So that leaves you with little or no time to socialize, or to engage in leisure, or find someone to start a relationship with, to build a relationship with. And it's really, really difficult. I mean, for even people that are married, it's a struggle. When you have a very high pressure job, it's really a struggle. Sometimes you live in the same house and you don't see your husband for days, because maybe you work night shift, he works in the day. So as you're going out now in the evening, he's coming back. And in the morning you are coming, he's going. So it's really, really stressful. And it is very, very important that people know when they cannot cope, when it's getting too much, when the stress, is getting too much. You need to know, are you able to deal with it? If the stress is getting too much, it's better you quit that job. Honestly, it is better you quit. I know it gives a lot of anxiety, saying, oh, quit your job. How are you going to pay your bills if you have a mortgage? How are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? It's a lot of, a different kind of anxiety that you will experience quitting your job. But sometimes, I'm telling you, it's the best thing. I know when I quit sometime last year when I just, I said, F it, I'm done. Because even in social care as well, the pressure is there. It's always deadlines upon deadlines upon deadlines. You have these cases that, it's like you are literally managing people's lives. And if you're not careful while you are managing other people's lives, your own life can be falling apart. It is so easy for you to just be swallowed up with the pressures of working with people, giving in your best. If you want to be really good in your job, you want to be committed and dedicated, and you do it properly, it takes a lot from you. And that's why you see a lot of people who rise to the positions of managers and, above managerial positions in health and social care, especially women, you hardly see them married. Because there's just no time. Some of them are married and they will divorce because of all this wahala. The pressure is too much. You are managing people, you have your own cases, the really complex cases that will come to you, and they expect you to have answers to all these problems that people have. And mental health is not the easiest area of care. It's a very challenging area of care, mental health. If you've worked with mental health services before, or another area that I know that is really, really pressured and very, very demanding, is when you work with people who have substance misuse, alcohol and substance misuse issues. Hey, and then you have people who have mental health issues, and they also have, additional issues. So it's like complex needs and dual diagnosis, whereby they have mental health issues and they also have issues with substance abuse. So these are areas of care that really, really, oh my God, it takes a lot from you. And sadly, this young lady, only 35 years old, she just couldn't take it anymore. It got to a point where she felt like, okay, this is it. I don't know, because she was suffering from mental health herself. And unfortunately, she did not address her own mental health. The article says that she took some time off, some sick time off, and then she had to go back again, because obviously, when you have a permanent job, there are so many holidays that you can take. And that's why I like to work for yourself, and then you can take as many breaks as you want, because at the end of the day, those breaks are what helps you to manage. They help you to manage your mental health and the pressure of what you can take. So this young woman, Leona, at 35, just couldn't cope. And she left a two pages of A4 paper. She wrote how she wanted to get her life back. She knows what she wants. And she also said in that note that she left behind that she wants to have a family. She wants to start a family. She would like to have a family. But her previous relationship couldn't work out because of work overload. All these pressures of deadlines, looking after other people, managing other people's mental health, looking after people. I mean, as a manager, you know that you have other senior managers who are on top of your head, telling you, what about this, what about this, have you done this, have you done... There's no level of managerial post that you don't have senior managers, except you are the chief executive. So it's always a lot of pressure. So, I mean, the whole point of this is I'm appealing to you out there to look after yourself. Please, look after yourself. Money is very good. It gives us a level of comfort and the kind of life we want to live. But money is not everything. Because sometimes in our pursuit for money or trying to excel in our profession, it takes a toll on us and we begin to suffer from one thing or the other. Some people, it's physical health they'll be suffering from. Some people, it's mental health, like this poor young lady now, 35 years old. She didn't have a relationship. Her previous relationship ended. And she was not happy. She was suffering from low self-esteem, low moods, anxiety, and everything that you can think of. Depression. So many Black Afro-Caribbean people have depression, that they are undiagnosed depression, that they are just trying to manage. And that's why you see sometimes, I don't blame people who go to church so much, because this is a way for them to distress, for them to pray. Apart from medication, this is another way for you to socialize and also to interact with people and then to pray, because prayers can be soothing. It can be a way for you to just talk to God, and it brings a level of peace to your spirit. So please, if you're working out there, you're working from January to December, trying to make this money, look after yourself. Do not neglect your mental health. Take some time off if it's getting too much to socialize, interact, go to parties, go out, hang out with your family, your loved ones. And another thing I want to say before I end this video is that for those of us who are either first generation, second generation Afro-Caribbean people, with some of us might not have, you know, that family structure, extended family here. Like even the children that we have here, most of them some of them don't have cousins, and some of them will only have cousins, maybe just a few cousins that they don't even get to see. Unlike back home, that's why you see a lot of people back home tend to be happier, even as bad as things are. You go back home and you see people always going to weddings. They have all sorts of social events that they go to. And do not underestimate the power of social gathering. Some people say, oh, I know when it becomes too much, obviously it's an issue. When you live to party every day or every weekend becomes an issue. But the good thing about engaging in social activities is that it helps you to distress. You meet friends, you chat, you talk, you know, you laugh, you play, you dance, and it kind of releases some of the stresses that you have. And then you reboot, and then you are able to start, you know, to push again, to go back again, and you do your job. So please look after your mental health. Unfortunately, at 35 years, Leona is gone now. You know, she just ended things, which is really, really sad. Look after yourself, guys. I cannot even overstress this or overemphasize it. It is really important that you look after not only your physical health, look after your mental health. Because I know that a lot of Africans tend to run away from mental health issues. You shy away from it as if it doesn't exist. It does. Everyone at one point or the other will have low moods. You have things that when you take so much stress, it begins to impact on your mental health. Even children suffer from mental health issues. There was this story that, you know, I saw a couple of weeks ago where this young man in the US, you know, just ended the mom's life in a hotel. You know, we tend to over-spiritualize things and say, oh, it's the village people. No, that child, I am suspecting, and may have been suffering from mental health issues that were not addressed. Because when I read the article, he was saying that he didn't know how he got to the hospital. He just landed in hospital. And he just saw himself on top of his mom. So that means for that period, he lost his mind. He didn't know what he was doing. So mental health is something that we'll continue to talk about. Look after yourself, guys, please. Money is good. All that is really, really good. But it's only when you are alive that you spend money. That you know, you live the life, you buy the house. And you can't take it with you when you go. What's the point of even making money that you cannot enjoy? That's one of the things that most of us from African background tend to do. We make all this money, but you're not enjoying it. At the end of the day, it's other people that will be enjoying the money. Enjoy your life. Whatever makes you happy, do it. If it's traveling, do it. If it's going parties, do it. If it's just hanging out with friends, do anything that you know you enjoy. Please do it. The important thing is that you help yourself distress, reboot, and have enough energy and, you know, mental strength to be able to go out there and walk. And if it's getting too much, I beg, quit. Yeah, quit. Sometimes you take some drastic decisions like that. Because you are yourself. You are the only one that knows what you're going through. You are the only one who can really tell, you know, what it is you are feeling. It's not somebody that will say, other people out there can be judgmental and say, hey, you are lazy, you don't want to work. But you know what you're dealing with. So, my dear, if you need to take a break, please do. Take a break so that you can get better. And I just wish this never happened, but sadly it's happened. And I pray that her soul rest in peace. I'm just going to leave you here today, guys. Take care of yourself, and I'll speak to you in my next one. I love you. Bye-bye.